Okay, we're going to continue now, and now what we'll do is we're going to apply the Tolex to the outside. As you can tell, the glue, it's now clear here where the glue was. You got a couple little things, nothing major. I usually just peel those off, and that way make sure there's no bubbles or anything. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. There. We get this one. There we go. The vinyl, or the Tolex, excuse me, is pretty much ready. I notice there's a couple of white areas, but I'm going to go ahead and mount it. It's close enough. This Tolex, as you can tell, is long, and the reason I did it, I'm going to cut, after we mount it, you'll see I will go ahead and I'm going to cut it along the proper line. So anyway, what I'm doing now is I am mounting it up where it runs onto that line I drew. It's like 1 3/8 approximately, because that's going to be part of my seam. Okay, you go ahead, and this is where I use this. You get in position, you roll it, that forces it down. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply pressure, and we're going to roll around this edge. And here again, I'm just using my hand right now. I want to make sure that I'm on that curve there. Get that done. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I will continue that and push this on all the way down. This to me is the easiest way. And then what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do these corners. I'm going to move the camera, see if I can get a better shot. Okay. Yes. Now if you'll see here, I need to fix this. So again, I'm going to pull this and get it kind of pulled off a little bit. This right here should be, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up, and I'm just going to do this all the way around. Again, this is going to be it's going to actually be way longer, but what I'm going to do is, you'll see I'm going to cut. Now this is not going to adhere because there's no glue on the wood. Remember, I only applied it along that seam line. So we get that done, okay? And I've got that done. Then what I'm going to do, we'll use a straight edge to cut it. Okay, now we're going to come, we got that done. We got this surface done. Now what I want to do, pull this out, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. Again, we're just going to pick up and just kind of roll that on to that there. Again, it's going to be long, but intentionally it's going to be that way. Again, we want to make sure that everything looks good. It does. That roll there looks very good. I'm very pleased with that. Now what we'll do, I'll take a pair of scissors, and then what I'm going to do, you see this little piece is sticking up? I will cut it totally off. Now this is going to be hidden by a corner. So what I'll do, again, what I want to make sure of is I want to make sure that we cut this, and then we'll be able to take it and hide that cut with and of course what's going to happen, remember, is you're going to have on this seam, you're going to overlap over the seam with the other piece, and that also will ensure it's hidden underneath that corner piece. Now we do the same over here. Come here, make sure it's all good and tight, then we just cut it. Okay, there we go. Now we got the corner piece done. Now remember I said that this is a great tool, having a tri-square like this. or combination. Some people call them tri-square, some people call them combinations. Now what I want to do, I'm going to make sure that this is, we cut this all the way down to all the way, and we'll continue with scissors to cut that to the right depth. So okay, take it. Now what we need to do is make sure that we're on the line that's over here, and we go down there. Now what I want to do also is I want to make sure that we're going to cut, and look at there, there is where the line is. So this is going to cut just fine where it is, okay? But again, I want to make sure this, and there's another way you could do it too. I'll show you what you could do, and this is just kind of a proof. Take this, and what we're going to do now is we're going to mark. Again, these are water soluble, they wash off. What we could do is we can come here, double check, that's right. Then what we could do is I could put a mark there, doesn't need to be much, come here, and we can put a mark here. Okay, so now we've got these 2 points. Then we end up going back here on this combination square. And again, the idea, we want that seam to be straight and consistent. Put this here, put that, there you go, and look at there, that's on the money. I probably can't see that mark, it's pretty faint. But anyway, now what I'm going to do, holding this in place, run that razor and kind of tilt it just a hair. And the reason being is it ensures that it's cutting and not, that blade's not walking and cutting that line not straight. So okay, and then we do this up here, do the same thing there. Okay, yeah, let's see, we may have to do a little touch up here. Let me just see if this cuts. Okay, see, that does cut just fine. Okay, and then what I'm going to do though, just to make sure you can, I'm going to put this back in and score it a little bit more. Sometimes we have to, we want to make sure that we got it cut all the way through. Tolex is pretty daggum tough, and so we don't want to end up, you know, and you need a sharp blade too. There we go. Okay, now let's see if that does it. And look at there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, so again, you don't want to overcut material. You just want to cut it where it belongs. You know, if you have to do a little over, a little short, that's fine. And obviously, toss that out. So you see now we got this cut along this line. So when we put the outside piece of the Tolex on there, it will be somewhere over here. Some people also talk about using other glues. I'm gonna do the same thing over here, and anyway, using a glue to go into the seams. Some people use contact cement, and then there's a product from 3M. Let me get it. It is a spray product. Let's see if I can get my hands on it. Yeah, it's actually, I'll just tell you what it is. It's high strength 94 ET spray adhesive. You can use that. Either with those two, you're going to have to use the blue tape for masking. Okay, I'll go ahead and trim this up later, and we'll then move over to doing the inside.